from Pakistan Star. The puzzle now complete. Rapid Dragon takes the derby from Pakistan Star. Beauty Only just in front. Joyful Trinity, Elaine Paragon. It's Beauty Only's mile. Elaine Paragon's got his head in front of Able Friend, and it's back-to-back Group 1s for Elaine Paragon. Contentment burst away. The Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup is all over. It's Contentment.
Only 7 going round in the Champions Marble. What a magnificent 7 they are, including 2 from overseas in Convey and Stormy Antarctic. But Jenny, the big 2, obviously, Rapid Dragon and Beauty Only, the mile winner on International Day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'll be looking forward to taking a look at our Derby winner. He's just taken all before him this season. He's been such a good horse, and I'm hoping to see him just presented as he has been the last few times. It's been looking magic. And as you say, Beauty Only, well, he's a very classy individual as well. We know how good he is on his day. He's also a very good type, so you know, I'm sure you're going to be quite impressed by these horses when they come into the parade.
Yeah, and the 2 international runners, John Convey and Stormy Antarctic, he hasn't won a Group 1, but he's Group 1 placed a couple of times.
Yeah, he's run well in the Prix-John Pratt, and he's also run well the other week at Doncaster. And Convey, well, he's coming into the race in good form. Whether that good form is good enough here, open to debate, but it's good to have him here. And he's been in the parade ring a while, hasn't he? So
he has, yeah. It's getting used to the surroundings. Of the other local horses, Jenny, Contentment with a gear change. They take the blinkers off, and Elaine Paragon, if he comes back to his best, he's a player.
Yeah, well, I mentioned at the start of the show that John Moore was really impressed by his track work as well. So he thinks he's coming along well. He's also sort of ramped up his track work too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a good run come from him. Contentment, we know he's likely to go forward. I think he's a better horse when he just takes a little bit of a sit, but there doesn't look to be too many leaders in this, so he might have to be forced to be in that position as it stands.
All right, well, the horses are coming in. Elaine Paragon's on screen. We'll just get a really quick check on the market first, Paul, and then the report with Jenny.
Yeah, only 7 and a Beauty Only at 380. Helene Paragon 840. 33 Contentment. 1.4 Pretty Short Rapid Dragon. 26 Stormy Antarctic. 46 Convey. 31 Circuit Land. So 1.4 Rapid Dragon. 3.8 Beauty Only.
OK, then, well, the first one we can see in the parade ring is Helene Paragon. Jenny and Andrew talking about him a moment ago. This horse, of course, won the Stewards Cup and then the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup as well. So he's won some big prizes this campaign. Jenny, how's he looking?
Yeah, look, he's lovely and relaxed, Helene Paragon. He's a horse that always carries a little bit of weight around the midsection, but he's an entire, so that's the reason for that. But I like his attitude here today. He's dropped a few pounds since that last time we've seen him. He walks out beautifully, and his health is good as well. So, yeah, behaving himself very well. And if you fancy him, he's in good condition.
Tommy Berry was on board for those 2 Group 1 wins as well. Beauty Only, Jenny, now beaten by Rapid Dragon last time out, course and distance, has a £5 turnaround for 3/4 of a length.
Yes, that could play or make a bit of a difference here today as well. You can see how sensible this fellow is. He's just having a casual look around with all that headgear on him. But he's a nice-natured horse. He's got some height and some scope about him. He's just a little bit on the warm side, but his coat's healthy enough. Walking out perfectly okay. Might need to loosen just marginally in front. That is the case. But other than that, he's well, and I'm sure he will by the time he gets to the gates.
So consistent in his career as well. He's been in the first 4, 23 from 27 starts. Can't really argue with that. And he's had a really terrific season, winning the Jockey Club Mile and the Hong Kong Mile as well. So he's had a fantastic campaign. That's number 1. Beauty Only, and he gets his ground as well today. Really needs it quick. And it's pretty quick out there at the moment. And
I might as well mention as well that, you know, in front, he often does need to loosen up. So this is normal for him. Don't be put off by that. This is normal sort of walking for him in the parade.
All right, Contentment's the next one we see. So with the pacifiers going on, the blinkers coming off from barrier 1, we assume he'll go forward, Jenny.
Always had a fantastic nature about him, Contentment. Nothing phases him. He's just as casual as they come. He is fluent enough in his walking action as well. He's extremely fit looking as well going into this. Just the odd swish of the tail from him, so it must be a bug or something annoying him. Coat's good. It's not great, it's good. I think he looks good. He's just very, very casual as per usual.
And of course, only Morris was too good for him in this race last year, so he has a history of running well in this particular contest. That's number 3, Contentment. So the jockeys have made their way into the parade ring. They're going to be getting aboard very shortly. Still got 4 more to look at in this field of 7. And the one we go to next is Rapper Dragon. Swept all before him in the 4-year-old series. How's he looking, Jenny?
Fantastic. Yep, he's holding his condition really well. In fact, he's put on 1 pound since we last saw him. But he's quite an imposing horse, this guy. He's you know, your average height, or maybe a little bit higher than that. But he's very strong-chested. He's healthy. He looks eager and keen once again. So I think enthusiasm-wise, he's lost nothing. Walking out beautifully, just strong in all the right places. He looks really, really well.
Yeah, the undoubted star of the 4-year-old series, and the 4-year-old form, in actual fact, outside of him, is holding up very well also. So that's certainly, if he needed another compliment, that's certainly another feather in his cap. That's Rapper Dragon, $1.30 favourite here to continue what has been a fantastic 2017. A clean sweep of the 4-year-old series, including the Derby win, and that Group 2 win last time out, defeating Beauty Only, the International Mile winner. Can he be stopped? Well, this is the first of the international ones, Jenny. Stormy Antarctic. Karis Teton jumping on board for the first time on race day, but gave him a spin on Friday morning. He looked good.
Yeah, they've got, of course, the blinkers on this fellow. They're a very awkward-looking set of blinkers, I've got to say. They just might need a little bit of tightening up. But he looks to be in pretty good order, this fellow. He's an Entire as well. He's a 4-year-old colt. He's very strong-chested, backs it up with some decent hindquarters. He does carry a little bit of condition around the midsection, but I like his fluency, and his attitude's good. So he actually parades quite well. Fluent walking horse, so he looks good.
Yeah, he was second in the Prix Jean Prat, which is a Group 1 race. Of course, he was 6th in the QE2 at Ascot at their Champions Day back in October. Of course, simulcast here by the HKJC. And then he had a pretty good prep race first up this season. So there's a bit to like about his chances. He's certainly the type of horse who should be able to hold his own at this sort of level. The next is Convey, who's won his last 2 starts. Jenny, the Winter Derby at Lingfield. Then he followed that up on Good Friday with victory in the All-Weather Middle Distance Championship.
Yeah, well, he's a listed class horse, of course, and a Group 3 winner on the Poly track. So it's a big assignment for this fellow here today. The horse has been walking around the parade for quite some time. They've now put the saddle on him, and he looks to be walking out nice and freely. He sort of walks out with a bit of a sense of purpose. And, you know, he's a very athletic type. A little warm around the flank area now, but he's not doing anything wrong. And I'm not going to put the pen through him. I think the horse looks perfectly well.
Previously with Khalid Abdullah, now racing the colours, of course, of Robert Ng. Trained by Sir Michael Stout. Another year under his belt. He's improved. The gelding operation is improved again. Maybe the all-weather's brought about some improvement also, but I think they think this horse might make up into a pretty decent group horse on the turf. Whether it's this afternoon, we'll find out. And Circuit Land, Jenny, we shouldn't completely write him off. He ran well at a big price behind Rapper Dragon last time. Yeah,
look, a really strong effort, wasn't it, behind a really good horse in Rapper Dragon. I don't know whether he can turn the tables. I doubt it. You know, Rapper Dragon next to him would just cover him completely. But, you know, the horse himself, Circuit Land, is a lovely, neat, smaller horse. He's beautifully put together for a small horse, and he looks really fit. He looks also very eager and healthy and ready to get on with things as well. So he does parade very well, but yeah, he just doesn't have the presence about him like Rapper.
Specialises in coming late in sort of Class 2 and Class 1 handicap Circuit Land. He's done very little wrong so far in his Hong Kong career, but this might just be a little bit on the rich side for him. Trained by Danny Shum with Hugh Bowman aboard. That's horse number 7, the 7th and final horse in this parade for the Champions Mile of 2017.
All right, well, we'll let Jenny rule 3 of them out, and we'll take a check on the market with Paul. $1.40 now, Paul, the favourite.
Yeah, we can go through this whole market. $3.50 Beauty Only has been steady, and Helene Paragon's at $9. Contentment's a big price at $33. 1.4 about Rapid Dragon. 28 about Stormy Antarctic. 6 about Convey. He's at 42 for the 6, and the 7 Circuit Land. He's at 33. So market dominated by 2 horses at the moment. The 4 Rapid Dragon and the 1 Beauty Only. And if you do like that Quinella, it's paying 1.9.
There we go. Best turned out goes to Rapper Dragon. the Derby winner. And if I was a betting man, Jenny, I'd say he's going to come out on top for you as well.
Well, you'd be a good betting man because that is true. It's very hard to go past Rapid Dragon. I've been taken with him so much on each occasion that I've seen him. I've also been to the stable to see him and seen what sort of personality he's got as well. And it's a very good one. He's just a lovely, big, strong, imposing type. I would be very surprised if he doesn't acquit himself really well here. He goes on top for me, number 4. From number 2, I thought Helene Paragon paraded particularly well as well. He's a nice, strong body type, walking out well. Behaviour was really good as well. Beauty Only goes in. Now, he will loosen up by the time he gets to the gates. This is normal walking for him in front. It's only minor, but it's noticeable. He looks really fit and well, just starting to get slightly warm. And a roughie here, number 6, I am going to put Convey in. I wouldn't have given him much of a chance really on form, but I thought he walked out really nicely. He's a very athletic, scopy individual. His behaviour was really good. Slightly warm around the flank area, but I thought he was next best, so he gets into the top 4. 4, 2, 1 and 6.
There we go. 4 on top. Rapid Dragon ahead of Helene Paragon. Did look very well. Beauty Only and Convey. One of the visitors. There's Helene Paragon as they make their way out. Brett, for the Champions Mile, a rich roll of honour. About to find out who's going to join it.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Yes, Rapid Dragon, what a horse he's been this season, taking out the 4-year-old Classic Series and then a terrific win in the Chairman's Trophy, fended off the challenge from Beauty Only, who does meet him slightly better at the weights. But I think Rapid Dragon is, you know, the emerging superstar here in Hong Kong. I think he'll take all the beating here in the Champions Mile, looking for his 5th consecutive win, an amazing 7th Champions Mile for John Moore. I can't tip against him. 4 on top. Beauty Only, I have no doubt, with the conditions we've got here today, good to firm. He's going to give him a real run for his money, the winner of the mile back in December. I'm going to throw in Contentment. I think he's a real cheeky chance here in this race. You've got to go back many years now to when Abel won this race under the guidance of Mick Kinane in 2007. He was a 33-to-1 chance, just like Contentment. He jumped straight to the front, rolled along, didn't get any pressure and went all the way. And I get the feeling Contentment might get a similar type of run today. So I'm going to rate him a chance in the race. And then Helene Paragon just in front of the 2 visitors, Stormy Antarctic and Convey. Helene Paragon, I thought he'd gone off the boil a little bit, but as John Moore's mentioned recently in the press, he's put the work back into him and he seems to have switched back on. He has won 2 Group 1s this season, so it's hard to underestimate him. But Rapid Dragon on top from Beauty Only, 4 to beat 1, 3 and 2.
Thanks very much, Brett. Yeah, look, at 104, 401. I ended up going with the 1, Beauty Only, because I knew he'd be a better price, and he does meet him better in the weights. But look, he's going to be a tough horse to get past Rapid Dragon. But I do like that Quinella. I think stands out, that Quinella 104. For the value for the exotics, Stormy Antarctic for me. The reason being is I really liked his last piece of track work. I thought it was really good. He only did 1 fast gallop when he was here, but it was good. So I'm going to put him in for 3rd, add some value. And Helene Paragon, hood comes off and cross noseband comes off, and his track work's been good recently as well. But for me, 1, 4, 5, 2.
Yeah, 1 on top for me as well, Paul. I'm going to make it a best of the afternoon as well. The reason for that is in a small field. I think it's an outstanding price, $3. Rapid Dragon, obviously very short, the Derby winner, and with good reason as well. But there's a few that would be a major surprise were to win this. So it really is quite a small field, and $3 about a genuine Group 1 international performer, I think is a great way in. So we'll go Beauty Only to beat Rapid Dragon. Does have that £5 turn. I'm not going to say if he doesn't beat him today, he'll never beat him, but Rapid Dragon's still improving. Beauty Only might have reached his mark, which is a very, very good one, but Rapid Dragon's going to have to probably run £5 or £6 PB if he's going to win this afternoon. So go Beauty Only on top to beat Rapid Dragon. Of the other, Stormy Antarctic. The form reads very well out of the UK. He probably would have appreciated a little bit of sting out of the ground, but he's certainly not here to make up the numbers. And this other horse, Helene Paragon, you've got to include him. If he gets back right to his very best, he could make them work for it as well. But ultimately, John?
Thank you, John. Yes, the runners are about to load for the running of the 2017 Champions Mile. Won last year, of course, by the Japanese superstar in Morris. Some great horses have won the Champions Mile. You go way back to Good Baba, who was one of the great milers here in Hong Kong. Rapid Dragon looking for his 5th consecutive victory. 2 overseas challenges in Stormy Antarctic and Convey, with Convey the first to move into the gates, Stormy Antarctic to come up next. Potentially a battle as well for the Horse of the Year here in Hong Kong. with Rapid Dragon, Beauty Only and Helene Paragon, who's won the 2 Group 1s this year. Beauty Only winning the mile in December, and Rapid Dragon a clean sweep of the 4-year-old series. You'd think he'd have a strong hand on that title, but this could be the defining moment. Rapid Dragon about to come forward with Circuit Land. $1.40 $1 for Rapid Dragon, 3.4 for Beauty Only, 8.7 Helene Paragon, 7 to run in the Champions Mile. They're all set, they're ready, they're racing, and Contentment bounced beautifully off the inside, gets the lead very comfortably. Circuit Land straight into second. Beauty Only jumped well today. He's already in 3rd position, a half away then to Helene Paragon. Rapid Dragon a little slow to get moving. He had to go back to last, and now he's driving through nearer the inside with Stormy Antarctic 3 deep, a little bit keen on the outside of Convey. They're at the 1200 metres, and Contentment rolling comfortably. A length and a half to Circuit Land second. Beauty Only's perfectly positioned 3rd on the inside of Helene Paragon. Stormy Antarctic. Teton can't get him to settle, so he allows him to roll now. Deeper out Convey from Helene Paragon, and the $1.40 favourite in the Champions Mile, Rapid Dragon, has been shuffled back to last as Stormy Antarctic charged to the lead down the side. 700 metres to go, and Stormy Antarctic 2 lengths clear from Contentment. The roar of the crowd. Rapid Dragon's broken down. He's out of the race. 600 metres to go. A sensation here in the Champions Mile with Stormy Antarctic on front. A 3/4 to Contentment. Circuit Land. Helene Paragon swooping into it deeper out. Then Beauty Only and Convey. The sprint is on, and Contentment raced to Stormy Antarctic, but Helene Paragon is sweeping down the middle and charged to the lead. Circuit Land, Beauty Only, and then Convey. Helene Paragon inside the 200 has the lead, a half to Contentment, who's in for the fight with Circuit Land. Contentment coming back on Helene Paragon. Beauty Only late, but it's Contentment in front. Beauty Only a late surge. Contentment takes the Champions Mile from Beauty Only. Helene Paragon petered on his run to finish 3rd. Circuit Land, then a gap to Stormy Antarctic and Convey. The favourite, Rapid Dragon. Oh, he's broken down. I'm speechless. Contentment, John Size, Brett Preble takes the Champions Mile from Beauty Only. Helene Paragon, Circuit Land, Stormy Antarctic ran a cheeky race. Convey under pressure a long way out. Rapid Dragon. Oh, terrible scenes over there at the 700 metre point. He's broken down terribly. Hong Kong's 4-year-old series champion. And Contentment for Brett Preble, who wins his 3rd Champions Mile, and John Size, who won with Sight Winner so many years ago, have taken out the first of our big races. 3-1-2-7 is 4th. They're all set, they're ready, they're racing, and Contentment bounced beautifully off the inside, gets the lead very comfortably. Circuit Land straight into second. Beauty Only jumped well today. He's already in 3rd position, a half away then to Helene Paragon. Rapid Dragon a little slow to get moving. He had to go back to last, and now he's driving through nearer the inside with Stormy Antarctic 3 deep, a little bit keen on the outside of Convey. They're at the 1200 metres, and Contentment rolling comfortably. A length and a half to Circuit Land second. Beauty Only's perfectly positioned 3rd on the inside of Helene Paragon. Stormy Antarctic. Teton can't get him to settle, so he allows him to roll now. Deeper out Convey from Helene Paragon, and the $1.40 favourite in the Champions Mile, Rapid Dragon, has been shuffled back to last as Stormy Antarctic charged to the lead down the side. 700 metres to go, and Stormy Antarctic 2 lengths clear from Contentment. The roar of the crowd. Rapid Dragon's broken down. He's out of the race. 600 metres to go. A sensation here in the Champions Mile with Stormy Antarctic on front. A 3/4 to contentment, Circuit Land. Helene Paragon swooping into it deeper out. Then Beauty Only and Convey. The sprint is on, and Contentment race to Stormy Antarctic, but Helene Paragon is sweeping down the middle and charged to the lead. Circuit Land, Beauty Only, and then Convey. Helene Paragon inside the 200 has the leader, half to Contentment, who's in for the fight with Circuit Land. Contentment coming back on Helene Paragon. Beauty Only late, but it's Contentment in front. Beauty Only a late surge. Contentment takes the champion.
Yeah, Contentment, who was second in this race last year, goes one better, but the bad news is about Rapid Dragon. But here we can get the news from Brett Preble and Andrew Lejeune.
Brett, incredible race, incredible ride. You set off in front, just getting the congratulations there from John Size as well. Amazing performance from an Old Warrior, but how did it plan out for you?
It's panned out nice. It was a bit muddled and a chop and change, obviously. Small horse field and slow speed. But he puts himself in the right position, makes his own luck. He's been very ultra consistent, hasn't peaked and gone to his best performance, his preparation, but we planned to put the blinkers on him, and he really didn't like that. And John said, don't worry, go out there and be confident and ride him in his race, and that's what we did. And, you know, I knew it was in him, but I didn't know when it was going to come.
Happy to let Stormy Antarctic go there when he came up beside you?
Yeah, because he actually needs something. And then when Helene Paragon got past him, that was beautiful because he had something to guide and go with. Normally gets to the front and sort of gazes, and that's why I suggested to John put the blinkers on, and it really backfired. So I'm glad he kept me on him.
Must be very satisfying. You've had a good association with this horse.
Yeah, I have, and also with John, I don't get a lot of rides, but the ones he gives me always run very well, and 100% of the credit goes to him. He's a genius.
Congratulations, well done. Brett Preble, successful there on Contentment.
Thanks to Andrew. Yeah, 10th career success for Contentment, second Group 1, and he hasn't run that badly all season, has he? And he's managed to get the job done here today.
Well, he's been running well without winning, but he's also entered to go to Japan as well in the Yasuda Kinnan in early part of June. So I'm sure that'll be on the agenda now solidly after that performance there. But John, it's so hard to be content, isn't it? Because of what happened with the Rapid Dragon. Very, very sad to see that, and we just hope that Joe Maria is all right. We didn't see there, but distressing scenes there.
Absolutely. I'm sure when we do get news, we'll bring it to you as quickly as possible. But yeah, he was never really travelling at all in the race, and just as they turned out of the back straight, he's obviously broken down badly. Just get the dividends, though, from Paul.
Sure. $260 a winner, $28 a place, $11 there for second, $16.50 for third. The Quinella 1 and 3, $353. The trio was paid $383, and the Tears 3, 1 and 2 returns $4,408. The numbers you need here are 3, 1, 2, and 7 rand 4.
Probably had a bit too much to do in the latter stages, but he was staying on. Helene Paragon, as John Moore said, he was likely to run well, and he did. Yeah,
he certainly did, no doubt about it. And well done to Brett Preble. I mean, we all know that he's lost the ride on Lucky Bubbles here today. He is riding one for John Size in the race, Amazing Kids, and he was able to get this ride. He's been riding this horse for a long, long time anyway. He's only won the one on him prior to today. So it's nice to get his second win on Contentment, and well done to Brett.
Just getting some news through, guys, that Joe's okay.
No. I think we might be able to look at this. Yeah, here's the closing stage. So they turn for home. Circuit Land in the green and orange colours. Helene Paragon the orange. The eventual winner is in the white and blue. The eventual first past the post. Here's Beauty Only now, trying to get a run. Zach Purton looking for one. He's not finding it at the moment. Looks for a gap there between Stormy Antarctic and Contentment. They're round about the final 200 now. Helene Paragon's hit the front. Contentment is battling really hard. Circuit Land was just chopped for room there. Beauty Only has finished off quite strongly. I can only think that Zach Purton's objecting to what went on there much further up the straight, but didn't seem a huge amount of scrimmaging there to get interested in.
Unless something happened earlier, I couldn't see much there either, that's for sure. So
the crowd getting a little bit revved up behind us as well, so there's a real sort of amphitheatre atmosphere in the parade ring here at Sha Tin, and certainly for these big races the crowd get into it, and they seem a little bit aghast by in fact there's an objection there, keep him cool on what is a pretty warm day. Now we can take a look at the entire patrol footage here. The eventual winner, Contentment, or the first past the post as he is at the moment, hasn't been confirmed as the winner. He got away pretty well, as indeed did Circuit Land. The two British challengers are both trapped a little bit wide at this stage, and both pulling a little bit too. Noticeable that Karis Teton decided to kick on with Stormy Antarctic. He wasn't happy with the pace, and they dawdled through the early stages. 26.44 to the first call. They quickened things up to the second. but it was Contentment out in front to Circuit Land and Hugh Bowman in second. Beauty Only up the inside in third there. Then Helene Paragon on his outside. Stormy Antarctic still taking a severe tug, followed then by Convey. Rapid Dragon at the rear of the field. By now he'd caught up, but it was round about here where things all went wrong for him, unfortunately. Contentment, though, the leader as they made their way out of the back straight, but Stormy Antarctic, well, he couldn't in the end hold on to him any longer, Karis Teton, and he decided that he had to go forward and try and make something in this race. That's where Rapid Dragon went wrong, sadly. Contentment there in second, and then Circuit Land, Beauty Only getting round the inside. Helene Paragon 3 wide round the turn, then Convey and Olivier Pellier right at the back. They made the swing here, so it's towards the final 500 or so metres. Stormy Antarctic still out in front, but by now push has come to shove. Contentment and Beauty Only, well, he's tried to look at a gap up there. Whether Contentment and Brett Prebble's really taken his ground at all there is debatable. Meantime, Helene Paragon has come through to take it up there in the latter stages. Contentment now being driven along, but he found plenty. Circuit Land in between the pair. He's been short of a little bit of room in the latter stages. Beauty Only has stayed on, but he hasn't stayed on well enough in the end to overhaul Contentment, who, if he keeps the race in the steward's room, has now won 10 of his 28 races here in Hong Kong.
Well, I couldn't see too much in that, but that will be up for the stewards to decide on what takes place.
Yep, no preempting from us here. We'll just wait and see. But still, the objection continues as connections make their way into the parade ring for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. And they're a good shot of punters still waiting with bated breath as to what's going to happen here.
At the moment, we've got number 2, Mr. Stunning, in the next event as our favourite at 2.1, John. Really quite a short price favourite. Next best is the 3 horse as well.
In this race last year, and he's gone one better this, and they have now weighed in.
They've weighed in 3, 1, 2 and 7 here in race number 7. And as you can see, Brett Preble back aboard. Contentment, the victor there in the Champions Mile. Very happy, Brett Preble, as you can imagine, going out. I'll just give you these Quinella places. 1 and 3 return $61, 2 and 3 $127.50, and 1 and 2 $24. The composite win was A3, which was other outsiders, and you get $114 for any of the other outsiders there, A3. The first 4 returns $592. That's 1, 2, 3 and 7. And the quartet in the correct order, 3, 1, 2 and 7 returns $24,505. The double 6 into 3, $1,348. 6 into 1, $36.50. The double trio returned you $33,706. 1, 5 and 6 with the 1, 2, 3.
So there you go, the winner of the 2017 Champions Mile. Contentment now being presented to the crowd after all the drama of the race itself and the steward's room as well. But he has now weighed in, correct weight given on Contentment, who has won his second Group 1 race here in Hong Kong.
Congratulations to Benson Lowe there as well, the owner. 10th win. He's been a fantastic money spinner for the owner.
Yeah, and around about this time last year, he was looking like real top dollar here. And as we said before, it hasn't gone absolutely perfectly this season. Not bad runs, but not particularly brilliant. But he's gone okay today, and that there can be no doubt. So well done to all concerned with Contentment, as the parade ring gets a little bit busier now for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Now that the steward's room drama is finished in the Champions Mile, we can hopefully focus very shortly on the big sprint race.
And so long as he pulls up well, he'll be headed to Japan in the early part of June. I think it's June 4th or very close to it for the Yasuda Kinnan. Where he's going, he might be a solid chance as well.
That'll be a good weekend of international racing, because it's Derby Day over at Epsom the day before, so here we go. Anyway, we've got the winners montage there for Contentment, and now we're going to take you to the presentation.
各位來賓，冠軍一哩賽頒獎儀式現在開始。
Ladies and gentlemen, the trophy presentation of the Champions Mile will now commence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Champions Mile 2017 is Contentment. It gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Yeung Tak Keung, Commissioner for Sports, Home Affairs Bureau of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to present the main trophy and gold-plated dish to Mr. Benson Loh Tak Wing, the winning owner of Contentment。我哋有請香港特別行政區民政事務局體育專員楊德強先生，現正就將冠軍一哩賽嘅主杯同埋鍍金碟分別頒俾我哋勝出頭馬泳彩繽紛嘅馬主羅德榮先生。恭喜晒 ！Congratulations! May Mr. Young continue to present a gold-plated dish each to the winning trainer, Mr. John Size, and jockey Brett Preble。咁我哋繼續咧就有請楊德強先生咧就將鍍金碟分別頒俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅練馬師蔡約翰先生，同埋我哋勝出嘅騎師柏寶㗎。What a fabulous win! Huge congratulations! In honor of the winning owner, please stand for the national anthem of the winning country, Hong Kong, China, played by the Hong Kong Police Band。而家我哋有請香港警察樂隊演奏勝出頭馬所代表國家中國香港嘅國歌，有請各位起立。This is the end of the trophy presentation. The chairman's sprint prize will be held at race 8. See you all again at the trophy presentation. Bye bye. 冠軍一哩賽嘅頒獎儀式已經圓滿結束㗎啦。咁而主席短途獎咧就將會喺第8場進行，大家千祈唔好錯過。
So there, the presentation has taken place for the Champions Mile. Contentment getting the job done, and well, a good partnership between him and Brett Preble. And Brett Preble likes a celebration, whether it's a Class 5 race or a Group 1. And given his association with that horse, I'm sure there's plenty of satisfaction he's taken from that.
No doubt about it. And of course, he's riding amazing kids in the next as well. Another runner for the John Size Yard as well.
If they go a strong pace in this, he's definitely not out of it either, his amazing kid. So there you go. Anyway, the sectional times for race number 7, 26.44 to the first call slow, then 23.1, 22.95 and 22.74, 1:35.23 the race time. Welcome back to a packed Sha Tin parade ring ahead of the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Of course, it's going to be a terrific renewal of this race. All home horses, though, Jenny, but there's some very good sprinters amongst them.
Yeah, there really are, and we've had a few of them walking around here for quite some time. Mr. Stunning's just walked in. He's beautifully behaved at the moment as well. We've got some really nice individuals amongst these. Penny Phobia looks good too. So I'll go and have a look at the rest, but looking forward to this race very much. Yeah,
Jenny's already done some reconnaissance work. They've been in for quite some time in the parade ring, but hopefully now we can take a look at them in a bit more depth. And the first one we can see, Jenny, is number 2, Mr. Stunning. I don't know how far away he is from you. Oh, he's over the other side, unfortunately.
That's all right. So I saw him as he went past me before. So
to get that turn of foot sorted out, Jenny, for Mr. Stunning. The favourite in the race is currently even money. How's he looking, if you can find him?
Yeah, look, he's not an overly strong-bodied horse, Mr. Stunning, but it's all relevant with the size of him because he's not overly tall. So it's really well distributed, the weight that he's got on him. He's a very fit, healthy-looking horse. He's nice and alert. His attitude's fantastic. He's really smooth walking as well. So he parades beautifully. He really does. As I said, he's not an overly strong-bodied horse, but he's very fit and healthy and well.
Yeah, he's winner of 7 of his 10 races here in Hong Kong. They were all at sort of handicap level, but he made the step up to Group 2 in the Sprint Cup last time, and he won that race pretty impressively with some of these in behind on that day. And he's going to be pretty tough to beat here, you'd have thought, with any amount of normal improvement still to come, because he's still a pretty young and inexperienced sprinter here in Hong Kong. That's number 2, Mr. Stunning. Getting a nice long look at him as well, if you fancy him. The next is Lucky Bubbles, horse number 3. He's been second a couple of times this season, including in the Longines Hong Kong Sprint in December. A winner of the Premier Bowl earlier on, and he was 3rd last time out behind Mr. Stunning.
Nicely drawn in gate 3 here today as well, and he's a very consistent type of racehorse. He always needs a little bit of loosening up in front, and sometimes that's a little off-putting, and if you're seeing him for the first time, don't be put off by that, because it doesn't affect his galloping action. He's really fit, he's really healthy, very alert. He does look particularly well for him.
Yeah, and Paul, who's been tipping up a storm this afternoon, he likes Lucky Bubbles as his best bet. I'm sure he'll give you the reasons as to why very shortly, but he's currently a $4 chance. So that's interesting, given the way he's been supported in previous occasions this particular season. That's number 3, Lucky Bubbles. Horse number 4 is the next one that we can see, Peniophobia. Not a huge amount more to add about this fella. He's been a great servant to Connections for a while now, Jenny.
Yeah, hasn't he ever? He's a winner of 12 races in his whole career. Of course, he raced a few times prior to coming to Hong Kong. He's such a lovely individual, this guy. He always parades beautifully. He does again here today. You can see how alert he is. He's a really scopy, healthy, strong type, very athletic as well, and he still walks out beautifully. He cannot look any better than that.
Yeah, he won the Hong Kong Sprint 2 seasons ago, or last season I should say, and he was 3rd in it this time round in December, and then he won the Centenary Sprint Cup under a really good ride from Neil Callan. Those two have got quite an association going now, he and Peniophobia, and yeah, you wouldn't want to rule him out at all. I think he's pretty much a must for the numbers, especially given the gate he's managed to draw. The next is Amazing Kids, who ran a really interesting race in this last year. They went a real hair-raising gallop, and he was a bit unlucky in the run. He's going to need something similar to eventuate here, though.
He is, and I'm just not sure that he's going to get the tempo to suit, but he's been produced beautifully here, that's for sure. His coat's absolutely superb. He's so calm and relaxed here in the parade as well. He's as fit as he could possibly be, and he walks out so casually. So he actually parades really well. Be interesting if Brett is able to take out this the feature double.
Yep.
The horse looks good. I'm not going to put a pen through him, that's for sure.
Yep, he of course was a winner down the straight 1000 in the Bohemia Sprint Trophy when they went a really strong gallop in the early stages, but he came through and picked them off. As we've said, myself and Jenny, he's going to need something similar here, but who knows. He's no back number. Of course, he went to Dubai last time out as well, and he was 6th of 12. He didn't totally disgrace. Back on home territory here this afternoon. That's number 5, Amazing Kids. Still got a few of these to look at, though. Jockeys are all in, and the Connections are now just going through the last-minute tactical instructions prior to sending the jockeys to get united where their respective mounts. The next is Not Listening to Me, who was 3rd, of course, in the Longines Hong Kong Sprint last season, and he didn't run it too badly in that race last time out. And from gate 7, if they go a strong gallop, he might be able to get a decent run in the race too.
Yeah, I think he'll probably roll forward from gate 7. The horse is a very stocky, strong type. He's got some good shoulder strength about him. He just needs to loosen up a little bit in front, Not Listening to Me. So I think he parades well. There's a few others that I probably prefer on looks, but he's nice and casual, and he's behaving himself well.
It's Not Listening to Me for the John Moore team. Now we're going to just pause here with Edward Sadler, who's joined me now to give us news on the beaten jockeys.
Yeah, John, just first of all, news on Rapid Dragon. He was able to walk onto the horse ambulance by himself. He's been taken to the Equine Hospital for further information. So watch this spot, but at this stage, he's been taken to the Equine Hospital for more assessment. OK, we'll get Edward on the beaten jockeys very shortly. It's the cast of thousands here at the moment, but we can now take you to Blizzard, horse number 7, who's done most of his best runs here in Hong Kong. Jenny, at 1400.
He has, but he's such an honest performer, and he hasn't had a great deal of luck in a lot of his races. He actually should have finished a fair bit closer in the Sprint Cup last time as well. He looks in good order. He's really fit. He's always been a beautiful horse as well, and I think he's walking out nice and freely as well. So once again, he parades well.
Yeah, he's winner of 8 of his 24 races here in Hong Kong. That's Blizzard, the son of Starcraft, who's been extremely successful sire. Sun Jewellery is next, of course, winner of 2 legs of the 4-year-old series last season, Jenny, but this campaign hasn't really gone his way.
No, it hasn't. Just wonder whether or not he can bounce back here. He's a really fit, fluent-looking horse, really athletic. He had the ears back just moments ago, but now he seems much more casual and relaxed, walking out freely. And he couldn't be any fitter, that's for sure. It's just a matter of whether or not he can find some of that form we know he's capable of. He's certainly fit if you fancy him.
Gate 11 not ideal for him either, Sun Jewellery, but as Jenny said, he's been well prepared for this. And quick glance at connections there, waiting for the notice to be given for Karis Teeton to get aboard. Gate 11 for Sun Jewellery. The next is number 9, the Wizard of Oz, another John Size representative here. Chad Schofield aboard. Jenny gets gate 1 as well, which will help.
Put in a good run first up, didn't he? He'd had a long break. He'd had a few issues. He had lameness issues, and he had some substantial blood in his trachea a little while ago as well. So he's been in the wars a bit, but that run back was very encouraging, and he is a pretty good horse as well. He was showing what he was made of in the early stages of his career. The horse looks really strong, beautifully behaved as well. Coat's terrific. He does tend to carry a little bit of weight around the midsection, but that's more the type that he is than anything else. A little warm around the flank area, but fluent and very relaxed.
Yep, and he gets a good draw, and he ran pretty well last time out. He's been a horse that, has been often a lot of talk about a horse who could possibly go to the very top. There were 1 or 2 issues about what his best trip was, but maybe 1200 is the way they need to go, and Chad Schofield will be getting the leg up, and John Size was noticeably quite positive about this fellow's chances the other day. Next up is the 10, Strathmore, and right on cue, he's one of the best turned out as well. Often Tony Millard's are well turned out. Jenny, how's he looking?
Well, yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, this horse always parades well. He's a really nice type. He's a very sensible horse as well, Strathmore. He's got plenty of scope. He's got really good chest and shoulder strength. He's really athletic, and he looks fit and well, really fine-skinned, but a great attitude and a fluent walking horse. So he remains looking well.
3rd in this race last year. That was a really good effort, because he was a pretty young, inexperienced horse 12 months ago. Hasn't necessarily all gone right for him subsequently, but a reproduction of what he did 12 months ago would certainly see him not too far away. That's number 10. Strathmore, of course, number 11, Dundonnell, is not running, so he's been taken out, as indeed as Aero Velocity, so -2 from the original intended starters, as Tony Millard issuing the last-minute instructions to Derek Leung. And at the 12 is Dashing Fellow, a horse who likes to go forward over 1400. Whether he'll have the speed to do it here, Jenny's debatable.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think gate 12 is going to make it very awkward, in this type of class for Dashing Fellow, although he's such an honest racehorse. He's a bit plainer than a few of the others I've spoken about, but he's got a fantastic attitude, very laid back. He is really fit, and, he's just workman-like type. He walks out perfectly well, and he is fit, so I don't think he'll disgrace whatever happens.
Currently an $82 chance, Dashing Fellow, if you fancy him. He's run some good races this campaign, but as I said before, most of his best efforts are over further than this. So you've seen them all now in the parade ring, and perhaps Paul can give us another quick check on the market.
Just before we do, John, Jenny, for J2 viewers, can we just go through number 2 and 3 very quickly again?
Yeah, Mr. Stunning, he's not an overly strong-bodied horse, but he's so calm and relaxed. His coat's beautiful, he's really fit, and he's walking out well. And Lucky Bubbles, he needs to loosen up in front, but that's normal for him. He's strong, he's looking well, he's nice and alert as well. He looks as good as he can. That's good, thank you very much for that. Mr. Stunning's odds on 1.9, and Lucky Bubbles the second favourite at $4, and Penny a favourite at 6.8. They're the 3 in single figures. We go out to Not Listening to Me and the Wizard of Oz, both are out at $12 at this stage, and then from there it's out to 20 about Amazing Kids. So 1.9 odds on now for the favourite, Mr. Stunning, and Lucky Bubbles, as I speak, just come back in to 3.9.
So John Size then looking for a Group 1 double this afternoon. I've just spoken with John and Brett, and I'll come back to that very shortly. And Rapid Dragon, terrible right hind injury. We'll keep an eye on that. HKJC_racing. You'll get all the up-to-date news as far as Rapid Dragon is concerned. But back to this one, Jenny, who stood out for you?
Well, there's so many lovely horses in this. It was hard to just pin one out, but I have to put Pennyphobia on top. He looks fantastic. He's always one of these horses that catches your eye here in the parade. He's such a good type. He remains walking out nice and fluently. His coat's fantastic. His attitude's brilliant. And you know that he's got the score on the board, so he's more than capable on his day as well. I think he looks a treat. So the 4 on top for me. From the 2, Mr. Stunning. Not much of him. He's only a small horse, but what there is of him, he's all heart, that's for sure. And he looks terrific. His coat's good. He's beautifully behaved. He definitely has to go in. The 3 Lucky Bubbles needs to loosen up in front. That's normal for him. He still looks good. He's very strong. He's nice and alert as well. And I'm going to throw in the 10 Strathmore. I just have to, because he's such an athletic, nice type. He was voted the best turned out. I can see why. He often parades well, and he does again here. So he has to go in on looks. 4, 2, 3 and 10.
There he is on screen. Pennyphobia, Tony Cruz and Neil Callan. Just had Contentment win the mile. Can it be another one of the old boys take out the sprint, Brett? Your thoughts here on the Chairman Sprint Price?
Thanks, Andrew. Yes, yeah, I think he's a chance. If he gets the front here, Pennyphobia, he's going to take some running down. We saw that in an international sprint here in the past at Sha Tin. So, yep, look, he's a big chance in the race. I've settled on 3, 2, 4 and 10. I'm going to give Lucky Bubbles a chance. I think he's had a few excuses in his most recent runs. Drawn 3 here for Hugh Bowman, who does take over from Brett Preble. He deserves a Group 1, and I think he's a big chance in getting it. There's not a great deal between a lot of these, I don't think. So I think with Lucky Bubbles gaining perhaps a better run in transit today, he might be able to notch up that Group 1 that he's been so much looking for. Dangers, Mr. Stunning's the emerging force, no doubt. He's going to get a lovely run from 4. Number 4, Pennyphobia, the likely leader. He's going to jump, he's going to run. He will take some catching. My little value runner for the race is Strathmore. He ran, of course, 3rd in this race behind Lucky Bubbles and Chautauqua last year. He's been out of sorts a little bit of late, but last start in that class too, he carried 131 and he charged home behind Magic Legend, who had excuses earlier on in the day. They ran very quick time. And with a little bit of weight off his back and some form just appearing, I think he's a big chance at a huge price. He's 60 to 1. He's a 60 to 1 shot. Oh, that's a lovely little each way bet, I think. I'm going with 10 as my long shot for the program, but the tips in order: 3, 2, 4 and 10.
Thanks very much there, Brady. I'm going for 3 as well. I've made it the best of the afternoon. Lucky Bubbles. I think this is his race. He's been a bit unlucky that he hasn't won a couple of these races. The international race, he had excuses, and then the Centenary Sprint Cup, he had excuses. From barrier 3, he should just get a really nice run just in behind the pace. So I'll put Lucky Bubbles to beat 9, which is the Wizard of Oz. Now, he's come back from a little bit of a problem, but his run fresh up was really, really good. He's second up now, and he'll improve with that run. I think he's a high-class horse. He should get a good run from barrier 1. The favourite, Mr. Stunning's obviously going to be hard to beat. He's done everything right this season as well, and Pennyphobia from the front as well. So for me, 3, 9, 2 and 4.
I think Mr. Stunning clearly the one to beat, but I'll take a chance here with the Wizard of Oz at an each-way price, $12.270 at the moment. It was a really good run last time out. I think he'll come on for that because he's still on the way up. Mr. Stunning is as well, having said that. So, but I think it's a John Size Quinella, whichever way you look at it. But I think the Wizard of Oz represents a little bit of value here. Mr. Stunning, well, he might turn out after this to be Hong Kong's highest-rated horse. We will find out. Of the others, well, Blizzard, he was flashing home as well, dead heated with the Wizard of Oz last time out, and Pennyphobia from the front will be very hard to get past, but there's some nice horses, some good horses, good sprinters you have to leave out here, John.
Certainly are. I'm going to go with the favourite on top. I was very taken with his run last time. I thought he'd have quite a bit on his plate on that occasion, and yet he still managed to get the job done. So I think he's got to be sided with Pennyphobia. He's drawn well. He should be able to get himself into a good position, and he's been bossing things out in front so far this season, and he's definitely not a light of former days yet. Got the 3 in there as well. Lucky Bubbles, he's been very consistent this season. Hugh Bowman takes the ride now. My Little Ruffy is not a huge price, but I think Amazing Kids still got in my mind the way he ran in this race last year. Obviously, they went a real gallop last time round. They probably won't do that here. But if they do, he could well be staying on while others have cried enough. So 2, 4, 3 and 5 for me. And we now get further news on the previous race from Edward Sadler.
Thank you for that. John spoke to a few of the beaten jockeys after the race, and of course we'll continue to monitor the situation with Rapid Dragon. If we hear any more, we'll be able to pass that on to you. Spoke to Tommy Berry, who of course rode Helene Paragon in the race, said that he had a beautiful run in the race, perhaps just went a little bit too early on the horse. Karis Teeton rode the British visitor in the race, and that was Stormy Antarctic. He just said that the horse wanted to fight him. The plan was to go back with him, but the way that the horse was, he decided to take a chance, go forward with him. It just didn't work out. out. And as for Circuitland, Hugh Bowman rode the horse. Another brave run from him. He's just a length and a half off those sort of horses. So that's some of the fallout from the beaten jockeys. I didn't get a chance to catch up with Zach Purton after the race, given the objection, and we'll be able to pass on the news after the Chairman's Sprint Prize as well.
OK, many thanks, Edward, as the parade now continues for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. There's Peniophobia in shot, the one that you had on top, Jenny.
Yeah, I thought he paraded beautifully once again. It's not unusual. He's such a lovely horse, Peniophobia, and you know, he's a winner of 12 races as it stands in his lifetime career, so I can see him running well once again. He's going to be up there. He should be out of trouble from gate 5 as well. He went on top on looks from number 2, Mr. Stunning. Got himself just a little bit warm late going out onto the track there. I noticed he was starting to spread up just a little bit, but the horse's record is fantastic. He's a winner of 7 races so far in his 10-start career in Hong Kong, and he's just on the up still. I can't see him running a bad race. He looks good. The 3 also looks good. Lucky Bubbles just needs to loosen up in front, which is normal. And then the 10, Strathmore, often parades well. He's a lovely laid-back type of horse. Very strong all over, very fit as well, and nice and smooth in his walking action. So 4, 2, 3 and 10 for me.
There we go, as they continue their walk down in front of the grandstand. The Wizard of Oz we're looking at the moment with Chad Schofield on board. There's Strathmore, Paul. We can take a check on the market here with Mr. Stunning, favourite to make it a double here for John Size.
He is, and he's still odds on here at 1.9. Lucky Bubbles there at second favourite. He's been steady the whole way through. He's just clicked over to $4. Peniophobia at 7. So they're the 3 main protagonists here in the market at this stage. Then we go to the Wizard of Oz and Not List to Me, just both slightly on the drift. They're both out to $13 at this stage, and then from there we go to about $21 about Amazing Kids, and also Blizzard, he's at $21 as well. But at the moment, the horse on screen, odds on, Mr. Stunning at 1.9.
With Joe Moreira on board, of course. Jenny, how does Joe come out after a race like that? We know all the jockeys are training, they care so deeply about these horses. To have something like that happen, and we still don't know the full extent of the injury to Rapid Dragon, but then to come out and ride a $1.90 favourite in a Group 1.
Well, I can't answer for Joe, but
No.
I mean, you know, personally, it's got to be very difficult. It has to be very difficult when you spend so much time with these horses and you draw that association with them, and you know they're so good as well. All you want to do is care for them. When that sort of thing happens, it's just incredibly sad.
Yeah, you think about the emotion, the outpouring after the derby itself, and here we are just a month later again, waiting for further news. But just very difficult for these jockeys just to come out, you know, 15, 20 minutes later and then perform at.
Second Group 1 of the day. The Chairman's Sprint Prize, 1,200 metres set, ready, they're off. They broke as one. Peniophobia, hard ridden in the early stages to try and cross. Lucky Bubbles up there early. Dashing Fellow zooming over with Not Listening to Me, but Peniophobia establishes the lead. Dashing Fellow quickly to second. Not Listening to Me, Lucky Bubbles, Charmed runs early. Trailed by Strathmore, the outside of the Wizard of Oz. 2 back to Amazing Kids. Mr. Stunning back to third last from Blizzard. Sun Jewelry, the trailer. The leader, Peniophobia, half a length striding to the 600 from Dashing Fellow. 2 back to Not Listening to Me, stalking on the outside of Lucky Bubbles. A length to Strathmore. The Wizard of Oz, Amazing Kids. Mr. Stunning, we'll see how good he is today. Third last, hugging the rail. Blizzard comes wide. Sun Jewelry, they're in the straight. Callan ups the ante now on Peniophobia. He sprints hard. Dashing Fellow, Not Listening to Me. Lucky Bubbles has got a lift. Deeper out, Amazing Kids. Strathmore. Mr. Stunning's bursting into the clear. Peniophobia still narrowly. Not Listening to Me levels up. Not Listening to Me getting to Peniophobia. Lucky Bubbles bursting through. Mr. Stunning wider out. Remarkable encounter. Lucky Bubbles charged to the lead and gets his Group 1. Lucky Bubbles, albeit narrowly, from Mr. Stunning. Photo third. Maybe Not Listening to Me. The Wizard of Oz ran a beauty. So did Sun Jewelry. They overhauled Peniophobia and Dashing Fellow. Then Amazing Kids, Blizzard and Strathmore. Lucky Bubbles from Mr. Stunning, Not Listening to Me and the Wizard of Oz. Third time lucky for Lucky Bubbles as he atones his defeat in this race last year to Chautauqua. Francis Loy, Hugh Bowman, a furlong out. There were a half a dozen hopes. When push came to shove, Lucky Bubbles has delivered. as has Mr. Stunning. Gallant in defeat. Not Listening to Me third. 3-2-6, 9 fourth, a neck by a neck. And what a great day for John Size, both Group 1s. Apologies, Francis Lloyd takes this one. 3-2-6, 9 fourth, replay. Prize, 1200 metres set, ready, they're off. They broke as one. Penophobia, hard ridden in the early stages to try and cross. Lucky Bubbles up there early. Dashing Fellow zooming over with Not Listening to Me, but Penophobia establishes the lead. Dashing Fellow quickly to second. Not Listening to Me, Lucky Bubbles, Charmed runs early. Trailed by Strathmore, the outside of the Wizard of Oz. Two back to Amazing Kids. Mr. Stunning back to third last from Blizzard. Sun Jewelry, the trailer. The leader, Penophobia, half a length striding to the 600 from Dashing Fellow. Two back to Not Listening to Me, stalking on the outside of Lucky Bubbles. A length to Strathmore. The Wizard of Oz, Amazing Kids. Mr. Sunning, we'll see how good he is today. Third last, hugging the rail. Blizzard comes wide. Sun Jewelry, they're in the straight. Callan ups the ante now on Penophobia. He sprints hard. Dashing Fellow, Not Listening to Me. Lucky Bubbles has got a lift. Deeper out, Amazing Kids. Strathmore. Mr. Stunning's bursting into the clear. Penophobia still narrowly. Not Listening to Me levels up. Not Listening to Me getting to Penophobia. Lucky Bubbles bursting through. Mr. Stunning wider out. Remarkable encounter. Lucky Bubbles charged to the lead and gets his Group 1. Lucky Bubbles.
Yeah, it certainly was a remarkable encounter called there by Brett Davis, and Lucky Bubbles, who's had his fair share of bad luck this season. Well, he's got his head in front, and who's to say he doesn't deserve it?
Well, he definitely deserves it. He hasn't had a great deal of luck in a number of his runs, and well done to Hugh Bowman, one of the top, well, one of the world-ranked jockeys, really. He's an incredibly good jockey, Hugh, and he gave that a peach of a ride there.
Certainly did, and there were one or two little hard luck stories in behind, most notably I think the favourite, who just had his momentum checked there in the latter stages. We'll see that on the patrol footage, but yeah, 3, 2, 6 and 9, the numbers that mattered. Paul, well done on getting your best bet up. What did it pay?
She's apples, as Hugh Bowman saying. 36.50, 13.50 a place for the 3. The 2, 12.50 Gallant in defeat, and in for third, Not Listening to Me at $33. The Quinella 2 and 3 returns $38.50. The trio 2, 3 and 6, $143. 3, 2, 6, the test, $700. And that's how it all plays out. And the winning composite win there was Francis Lloyd.
He was indeed winning trainer for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Now Hugh Bowman is just passing on his thoughts as to what went on in that race to Connections. We'll be standing by, though, to throw to Andrew Lejeune, who's made his way with a terrific turn of foot to the winner's enclosure, and here he is.
Hugh, there's a little bit of trouble in behind. These things are never easy, but for you, was that quite straightforward?
Pretty straightforward. I had to wait for a run to present itself at the top of the straight. I did go sort of putting myself in position to take other options if it was going to happen, but a run presented itself in front of me, and he's such a consistent horse, and when the run came, he dived through, and he was a worthy winner, I believe.
First time sitting on the horse, but you still think he's the sort of horse that can measure up international Group 1?
Well, look, I mean, he's really only taken on the Hong Kong competition here today, but I think his record speaks for itself. He's performed against the international class before, and I don't see why he couldn't do it again.
Congratulations, well done. Hugh Bowman, winning jockey on Lucky Bubbles.
Yeah, well done to Hugh. He's pretty successful whenever he makes his way over to Australia to ride some of the big horses here, isn't he?
It makes its way to Hong Kong, yeah, absolutely, or anywhere, actually. Yeah, look, he's a top-class jockey, no doubt about it, and he did give this horse a fantastic ride. You're right about Mr. Stunning. He didn't have the greatest of luck in running in the straight. He had to change course on a couple of occasions. There wasn't a great deal of room. I don't think he's lost any admirers, though, John. He really finished off the race very, very well. And on official ratings, you know, technically there wasn't a huge amount between quite a few of these, and they've all kind of finished quite close to one another, so it was extremely competitive. We've got a pretty good batch of sprinters here in Hong Kong, and we've showcased them to the world here this afternoon. But well done to Lucky Bubbles, who has now managed 7 wins from 17 starts, plenty of placed efforts as well, and on his efforts this season, he's definitely deserved that. A good effort from the John Moore train, not listening to me. He covered a little bit of ground coming into the straight there. Yep. He was 3 wide, he didn't have any cover, and I thought he ran on, well, he stayed on to finish in 3rd position there quite nicely. And of the rest, number 9, the Wizard of Oz, he's back on track by the looks of things.
He certainly is. Sprinting, definitely his game. Yeah, not listening to me is one of those horses that you leave out at your peril. You often find others that you maybe fancy a bit more, and then he just pops up, and he's popped up again today.
Roll-ups haven't gone through at this stage, but he's 2.3 at the moment.
Yeah, he's pretty short, but he is a horse who comes with quite a reputation from the unlucky in the Longines Hong Kong sprint back in the winter time. So here in the spring at Sha Tin, everything's gone his way, and the presentation is about to take place.
各位來賓，主席短途獎頒獎儀式現在開始。
Ladies and gentlemen, the trophy presentation of the Chairman's Sprint Prize will now commence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of the Chairman's Sprint Prize final leg of the Hong Kong Speed Series is Lucky Bubbles. Congratulations! This is also the first G1 victory for Lucky Bubbles. May we now invite our club's chairman, Dr. Simon Ip, to present the main trophy of the Chairman's Sprint Prize and a gold-plated dish to Lucky Syndicate, winning owner of Lucky Bubbles. 贏得非常之漂亮嘅一仗啊！嚇，呢個時候咧，我哋有請啦，本會主席葉石安博士咧，就將我哋賽事嘅主杯同埋鍍金碟分別頒俾我哋勝出頭馬幸運如意嘅馬主吉祥團體㗎。有請主席。今次咧就係幸運如意啊，第一次勝出國際1級賽㗎，恭喜晒！呢個時候我哋有請本會主席葉石安博士咧，就將主杯同埋鍍金碟分別頒俾我哋勝出頭馬幸運如意嘅馬主吉祥團體，恭喜晒 ！Congratulations！ This is the first Group 1 victory for Lucky Bubbles. Now I'd like to invite our chairman to present a gold-plated dish each to the winning trainer Francis Lowe and jockey Hugh Bowman. 繼續我哋有請主席啦，就將鍍金碟分別頒俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅連馬師呂健威同埋我哋嘅騎師Bowman。Thank you very much, Chairman. The Chairman's Sprint Prize is also the 4th leg of the Global Sprint Challenge 2017. May we now invite our club CEO, Mr. Winfred Engelbrecht-Prescott, to present the trophy to Lucky Syndicate. 我哋本會行政總裁咧，應卡柏先生現正咧就將呢個2017年世界短途挑戰賽第4站嘅獎杯頒俾幸運如意嘅馬主吉祥團體㗎。Thank you very much. Congratulations once again. In honor of the winning owner, please stand for the national anthem of the winning country, Hong Kong, China, played by the Hong Kong Police Band. 現正我哋由香港警察樂隊演奏勝出頭馬所代表國家中國香港嘅國歌，有請各位起立。Trophy presentation. Congratulations once again to the winning owner, trainer and jockey. 2017年度嘅主席短途獎嘅頒獎儀式已經係圓滿結束啦，恭喜晒咁多位。Thank you. Bye bye.
So there you go. The prize has been given out to Lucky Bubbles and Connections for his victory in the Chairman's Sprint Prize. It was a thrilling race, and he managed to just nose out Mr. Stunning. So we can take a look at the patrol footage now on the Chairman's Sprint Prize for 2017. Noticeable there was early pace from Peniophobia getting across from gate 5. He and Neil Callan have tried this tactic a few times now, and there was a while where it looked as though it might just pay off. He certainly went very well for a long time, managed to post a fairly slow sectional to the first call of 23.88. Dashing Fellow round the outside in second, not listening to me in third position there. The eventual winner getting a lovely run round the inside rail there in the hands of Hugh Bowman, then Strathmore and the Wizard of Oz, followed by Amazing Kids, then Mr. Stunning and Blizzard, and right at the back of the field was Sun Jewelry as they made the spin inside the final 600. Peniophobia out in front and still having things his own way by now. Dashing Fellows better at further, was beginning to feel the pinch. The eventual winner looking for a gap there to try and produce his challenge, not listening to me, still travelling well. Mr. Stunning, it was here that he was just trying to get a gap. Joe Moreira, he was just hemmed in by stable companion the Wizard of Oz. When that gap appeared, he was able to go forward, just hanging around a little bit there in the latter stages. Not saying it's cost him the victory, but it might just have cost him a little bit of momentum, which in the final analysis could have meant he was a little bit closer. But in the end, it was all about Lucky Bubbles today, who's had his fair share of bad luck throughout the season, but not today.
And the sectional times here, 23.88, 22.36, Homan 22.72. The race time was 108.96.